It was Christmas Eve, somewhat 3 decades ago, where a man looks back at a time when he was a young child, where Christmas was a joyous time. He always looked forward to Christmas Day, and always believed that Santa would come. Of course, after this incident, he would never believe in Father Christmas the same way again. That Christmas Eve night, he got up to get a glass of water, and there he saw Santa Claus. But he wasn't the big jolly fat man that he was expecting. No, he was... oh no, this Santa was a tall, very slim man, red and bearded, of course, but there was something off about him. Very demonic and monstrous looking, but being a little child, our protagonist thought nothing of this. He was just happy that it was Santa, and in a very croaky voice, this Santa said, "Oh, oh, oh, you should be in bed." Him telling Santa, "I know, but I wanted to get a glass of water. There's milk and cookies for you in the kitchen," he replied to him. Then Santa invited him to come onto his sleigh. Going out through the front door, with it locking behind him, Santa offered him a ride on his sleigh, but looking at his sleigh looked off, like it was made out of human flesh, and the reindeers were just off-putting. Even having some elves with him that also looked inhuman. Realizing he had enough, he declined the offer. But of course, by this point, Santa wasn't taking no for an answer. The young boy fled and ran to the point where he found an alleyway trash can that was empty, and he got inside, hiding, shrieking in fear, until he heard footsteps. At this point he knew that Santa could smell his fear. Knocking over the trash can, he got out and fled all the way back to his house, remembering that there was a spare key hidden under the welcome mat of his door. Going inside, locking the door and going to bed, never to see this Santa again. But of course, many years had passed. Of course, he never would think of Christmas the same way again. That time of the year would very much scare him and spook him. Scared that he would find this demon again. Many years had gone by. It was December 1st, 2015. Now a grown man with his wife and his kids, he always was still very skeptical of the holidays. And that one December night, he saw him again. After all these years, he saw this Santa again, getting his shotgun at the ready. He knew that he would face him again. Having that feeling, he went downstairs and found a box, a present, and inside was a photo, a picture of that Santa grinning. Looking back, he remembers all those years ago on Christmas Eve, he also received the same gift. A present was left under the tree, just one present, and in that present was an image of that Santa grinning menacingly at him, as if it was glaring right at him. He knew what he had to do. He had to return to his childhood home to face this demon once and for all. Telling his wife that he had a business trip he had to go to, he went to the next town, and then that's where he faced him, Santa Claus, or at least the demon posing as him. He also had his elves with him and his reindeers, and a red blood-soaking sack. He had his shotgun ready and gunned down some of the elves and scared them off, at this point the demon being feared by him. Santa then said in his croaky voice, "I've come back. You should have stayed in bed that night." A protagonist asking, why? Why him? Why? He then asks him, was it worth that bottle of water? That glass of water? Was it worth getting a drink of water just to see me? That's when he got his shotgun ready. The demon then offered him something, saying, well, at this point begging for his life, that he would offer him anything that his heart desires, anything at all. But he declined and shot the demon in the heart, and then again a few more times in the face. That's when he phoned his wife and said that his meeting at work is done and that he'll rest up in a nearby hotel for the night. And he did, thinking about what he meant by he could give him his true desires. He then returned home and had a Christmas with his family. Of course, his kids as well were working by then. One worked in delivery services and another working in another job. He'd never seen the demon since or heard anything of it, as he knew he killed it, but still haunted and traumatized by that Christmas Eve night when he was a small boy. And of course, every time he would hear that song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, it would send chills down his spine, his blood running cold. Especially to those lyrics. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Yes. He was still haunted by the horrors. And of course, Christmas Eve, he found a present nestled neatly under his tree. He opened it, and in that present was an image of that very Santa demon. But of course, this time he wasn't smiling menacingly. He had a frown on his face, which begged the question, was he really free from this evil? Would he have a Merry Christmas ever again? So, remember kids, if you're listening, never, ever be awake on Christmas Eve at midnight, because you might not like what you find. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.